Yo guys, what's going on? Kofize here. Today's video I want to tell you guys how you can actually race drag tire setups. Now I want to give a good shout out to my friend Corner, I believe, from I Said Discord for telling me certain elements on how to control drag tire racing a little bit better. So right here I got the Supervan, and this is possibly one of the best drag tire cars in the game in S1. So I will discuss with you guys how to do this. Okay, so for tires, you definitely want the lowest amount of PSI, which is 15. It just sticks to the ground way better. That way you won't have to be sliding as much. So 15 for both front and rear. Gearing, you could do whatever you want. It's personal preference, but this is the gear setup that I have for the Supervan, and it works very well. Alignment, I don't fuck with toe, I don't fuck with caster, although Casper is a little high, but it works. Camber, for the front I put negative 1.5, and for the rear I put 0.5 negative. So it feels comfortable that way, and it turns in beautifully. Roll bars for the drag tire setups is always 1 and 65. Front being 1, rear being 65. It turns in better, it works. Majority of my cars are 1 and 65, even with no drag tires. You won't have a problem. Springs, automatically low for at least this car. I don't know about other cars, like you could bring it up to like maybe here, but I prefer the ride height to be quite low for this van. And I think this van has off-road suspension, so it won't be as low as if you had racing suspension. And for springs, I just have these settings 240, 240. Works well. Damping, I really don't fuck with. I usually leave it stock. I don't see it being a problem. Like, don't fix what's not broken. The arrow, of course, you want front arrow all the way to cornering, so you have the best oversteer. That doesn't make your tires slide in the back. Good enough oversteer so it doesn't make your tires slide in the back. And rear, I just keep stock. I didn't give this brakes because I feel this car is fantastic without brakes. But if you do give your cars brakes and you do use ABS off, I recommend putting this all the way to high, the brake pressure at 200%. That way you'll stop on a dime if you're good enough with ABS off. Differential basically is the same through all my other cars that I put. Acceleration for 100, decel 0 for the front. Rear 100, decel 25, and balance even around like maybe 60 or 65. It's basically the correct input, and it works very well. Now I don't think I updated this to the thing, so I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna publish it out there so you guys could use it and tell me what you guys think. Okay, so S1 drag tires. My other build was old, so this one is the better build with more horsepower and no brakes. And I will show you guys a race on how this thing actually does. And it is sick. It's one of the fastest cars in S1. But the only downside is that it doesn't have top speed. Everything else is fine. Oh, and another thing. Before you even think about racing with drags, you gotta know where to race drags. Do not race them in winter. Do not race them in, I believe, spring. Because those two seasons are the ones that it's going to rain the most. Drag tires do not work in rain. It makes the car feel like shit. Drag tires do not work in dirt. You don't want to bring it out off-road or anything like that. And they do not work in snow. So don't even think about using a drag tire race car within those three circumstances. And now I'll lead you to a race, and I hope you guys enjoy the race.
It's time for boogie.